apocalypse.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again, and welcome back to the show. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I hope everybody is safe, healthy, and in good spirits. So today, I want to talk a little bit about Social Security. And again, if you haven't already, give a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon. This way you know next time I come out with a video. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he was bringing up the situation about Social Security and stuff. And he had a lot of main concerns, a lot of questions, this and that. And it's funny, he was making a lot of good points. But here's the whole thing right from the beginning. We can sit here and talk about Social Security, the way it works, when you should take it, when you shouldn't take it for hours. And we'll still be confused at the end. It's still just, a lot of it doesn't make sense. You're still not sure. But the reason for that is everybody's different. Everybody has a different situation. When it comes time for you to file for your Social Security, when do you file for it? When's a good time? Should you take it right away? When is your actual retirement age, your full retirement age? Should I take it ahead of time? Should I wait? What should I do? And that's all gonna come down to you as a person and what situation in your life at that time are you at. And I suggest to everybody, a year or two even before you start thinking about, or it's time for you to retire, start thinking about what I should do. Start talking to people, call your Social Security office, do what you got to do. Because there's a lot involved. There's a lot of different loopholes, a lot of different things that might work better for you at the time. Right now, we can think about it now and say, yeah, in 10 years, I'm going to get ready to retire. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But you don't know what's going to happen in those 10 years. What's going to change? What do I need to know, One of the main things that everybody really does is with the Medicare. And I got it right here where the Medicare, everybody has to file for 3 months before you're 65, okay? Now, as always, I got it right here. And there's a funny thing too with this. There could be a penalty on this. So listen to this real quick. Avoid a Medicare penalty. Sign up at age 65. Even if you don't plan to receive monthly benefits, be sure to sign up for Medicare 3 months before turning age 65. Now, if you don't sign up for Medicare Part B, medical insurance, when you're first eligible, your coverage may not start right away, and you may have to pay a late enrollment penalty for as long as you have it. Now, how crazy is that? They're telling you have to do it 3 months before 65. Okay, you do it. But you're busy. It slips your mind. So you don't do it right away, and you forget. And then you finally do it, and they're going to give you a penalty for that. For what? What are you giving me a penalty for? Everybody's just not thinking about this so much that they got to do it 3 months before ahead of time. Now, yes, it's a rule that telling you got to do it, but why penalize me? I mean, I guess maybe they're just trying to keep some kind of standards of people, intact, so they don't have just people applying for it whenever. But it's just another thing where you get a penalty on something that's supposed to be free for you that you paid into the whole time you've been working. And if you don't, they're going to penalize you and take money or whatever the case may be. You might have to pay a late enrollment penalty. You got to pay. Come on, that's crazy. Now, one of the things that my friend was asking about, or we was talking about, he worked all his life, right? He's not in retirement. He's still got some time to go. But he says, what if I need that money now? They've been taking out of my check all this time, and I could use that money now. Why can't I have that? Why do they set a date at either 62 or 65 or 67 or 70, which I'm going to get into in a minute, what actual age is. Why can't I have my money now? I could use it now. I might not make it till that age. And what if I die? Who's going to get that money? My wife is going to get it. What if my wife is dead too? What about my kids now? My kids are a little bit older than what they should be. They can't get it because they're not under a certain age of 22 or 21, whatever the case may be. So who gets that money now? I worked all my life. He took this money out of my check all this time. I pass away, my wife passed away, and who gets that money? Good point. I understand. But think about this too now. You're 5 or 6 years old, you go to kindergarten. After that, you start first grade. Now you go 12 years of school until you graduate high school in the 12th grade. That's 13 years of your life, right? So now you're about 18, 19 years old. You get out of high school. Well, unless you get left back, you might be 20, 21, but that's a whole different story. So you get out of high school, right? Think about it. All these years in high school. Now you take a year to figure out what you want to do. Do I want to go to college? Do I want to work? What do I want to do? So at 20 years old, you get your first job. You don't go to college. Let's just talk about regular thing here. Kind of keep it simple. 20 years old, you get a job. Now you work. Did say that you cannot retire or get a Social Security until you're 62 years old. So now you got to work. So you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 62 years old. That's 42 years now you work. Now when 62 comes, do you retire? Can you retire? The money that they're giving you at that point, is it enough to take care of what you have to take care of? Now, I'm sure you saved money, you put things away, this and that, but all that money they took out of you, now you want to retire. Some people, think about this, and let's just think reality. Some people live week to week. It's rough out there, it's hard. If you're living week to week paying your bills, and now it comes to retirement time, and they're going to give you, I'll tell you exactly, I got something over here to tell you what they give you. Let's say at 62, you're going to retire. Your payment, they say, is going to be about, this is somebody who worked all this time, put into it. This are just numbers that are average numbers that might be you, it might be small, might be whatever. I think this is the maximum. 62, you're going to retire. They're going to give you $1,977 a month. Now, if you've been living week to week, what is $1,900 a month going to do for you? People have rent, they have mortgages, they have this, they have that. It's not going to cover it. I know here in New York, it's not going to cover it. You know, it's just not going to work. I mean, if you're in a state where things were cheaper and you only pay, let's say, $800 a month, you know, in rent or mortgage, it only leaves you about $1,100 for the rest of the month to do what? For your food. You have a cell phone bill, you have electricity, you have gas, maybe you have a car payment, you have car insurance. You know, how much is this going to be taken away? It's scary, you know? And that's why I say it's like, so now you're 62, do you actually retire or do you keep on working? Do you take that money? Do you wait? Here's what the average numbers are for retirement, what you would get. At 62, you get $1,977. If you wait until your full retirement, for some people, which I'm going to go over real quick what your full retirement age is by the numbers here. Your full retirement age of 67, your payment would be about $2,833 a month. Okay, so it's a little better at 67. You wait till you're 70 years old. You're going to get about $3,513 a month. Now you're 70 years old, and you're going to start collecting $3,500 a month. Do you wait that long? Are you going to live that long? Is it worth it to wait that and get the money then? Or what's the other options? Real quick, let's just talk about the ages that people pass away, that the average they have here. There's one more thing you should remember as you crunch the numbers for your retirement. You may need your income to be sufficient for a long time because people are living longer than ever before, and generally women tend to live longer than men, okay? For example, the typical 65-year-old today will live to an age of 83. So think about it, 65, you're gonna live to 83, you get your $3,000 a month there, and you got 13 years to live. After all you just spent all those years working and going to school, now you got 13 years to enjoy your life. 1 in 4 65-year-olds will live to age 90. 1 in 4 will hit 90. 1 in 10 65-year-olds will live to age 95. Go to school for 13 years, work for 42 years, and enjoy yourself for 13. Numbers don't add up, right? What's your full retirement age? There's something you got to know too. If you were born before 1938, your full retirement age is 65. Because of a 1983 change in the law, the full retirement age will increase gradually to 67 for people born in 1960 or later. So if you're born 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. Any time before that is going to be 65. You need to keep that in mind. You need to keep figure out what your full retirement age and what you should do. There's another thing here that said, let me find this here real quick. For persons born during the years of 1943 to 54, the full retirement age is 66. If you were not born in this period, you can find your full retirement age. Now, I don't know what the difference is there. It says between 34 and 54, but this one says if you're born before 38, your full retirement age is 65. So I think everybody's just retirement age is at 65, unless you were born in 1960 and later, and then it's going to be 67 your retirement age. Now, like my friend was talking about, what if he passes away? What's going to happen to his money? What goes on? Well, here's a little bit of information here. When you die, certain numbers of your family may be eligible for your benefits. Your spouse, age 60 or older, or any age if caring for your children younger than 16 will receive it. Your children, if unmarried and younger than age 18, still in school and younger than 19 years old, or an adult disabled child of 22, they'll receive it. So pretty much up to 22 years old with the little different things there. After that, they're done. And pretty much everybody when there's retirement age, their kids are above that. So that's what we were saying. What if I pass away, my wife passes away? What happens to the money? Evidently, it stays with the government. They keep that money. They keep that money. Now, when should you take your retirement? This is the real difficult part. And this is where if you talk to different people have their different opinions on this. And again, I'm not an expert on this. I just know the roundabout little bit here that I do know. I'm a regular guy, just like pretty much everybody watching. We still have to figure this out. And when it gets close to that time, you definitely got to sit down. You got to do your numbers. You got to figure out where you're at in your life, what you can afford, what you can't afford, and when you should take your Social Security. When should you get it? When should you stop working? When should you work and still take it? So real quick, at 62, you're going to get $19.77 a month. If you don't retire at 62, you keep on working until 67, you're going to get $2,833 a month, which is going to be $856 more a month you're going to receive if you wait till you're 67. But here's the thing. How about this? If you do this, 62, collect the money, collect the $1,977, but still work, which you can do. Work those 5 years until you're 67, and then retire. Now at 67, you're still going to be getting your $1,977 a month, but in those 5 years that you worked and you collected $1,977 a month, you put that right in the bank. You didn't touch it. What did that money equal? $1,977 a month for 12 months comes to $23,724. Okay? So you collect your retirement at 62. You're collecting that money for 5 years until you're 67. That's when you want to stop working. You're earning your income, so you're using that money to live every day, but you're putting away your retirement money of $1,977 a month. That's $23,724 a year. For 5 years, you've been putting that money in a bank. Don't touch it. That comes to $118,620 now you have in the bank for 5 years. So now you have $118,000 in the bank. You don't work no more, and you still collect your $1,977 a month. Is that feasible? Can you do it? That might work. Because if you think about it, if you didn't collect that money, right, you wanted to wait until you're 67 to retire and get the $2,833, right, which is going to be $856 more a month at that time than it would have been if you took it at 62. In 12 months, that 856, so 1 year, once you start in 67 taking that money, in 1 year, the $856 turns into $10,272 more a year you're gonna make, okay? If you're with me, see, it gets a little confusing here. So you waited till 67, you started taking the money at $2,833, which is $856 more than the $1,977 you would have been collecting for 5 years if you took it at 62. That becomes $10,272 a year. It's going to take you about 11 years to make up that $118,000 that you have in the bank because you started collecting at 62. So you see where all these things are coming into place where what should you do? You know, if I start collecting at 62 and I work until I'm 67, I'm still going to get the $1,977 a month, but I'm going to have $118,000 in the bank. Or do I just keep on working and wait till I'm 67, collect the money, the $2,833, and live off of that every month? But I won't have nothing in the bank. See what I'm saying? Unless you put a lot of money away, unless you're a person that has money in the bank already, you don't have to worry about it, and you're okay, you know? Majority of people these days are working from week to week, paycheck to paycheck, paying their bills and getting by. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's different. That's where you have to sit down and figure out, what do I want to do here? How can I handle this? What should I do? And don't forget, you can wait till you're 70. At 70 years old, you're going to make $3,513 a month. Okay. But if you're going to die at 83, 13 years to play with that money. And is that money just going to pay your bills now? You can't even do nothing? Do you start taking at 67 and not fully retire until 70? So my basic thing here is, when I was having this conversation with my friend, was that he makes a lot of good points, and we're almost like stuck into the 62, 67, 70-year-old range where, what do we do? Why can't we have it now? We worked all our lives, you know, why wait till we're older? We might not be able to get around, or we pass away, we can't enjoy it, you know? It's a lot to look into, a lot to think about. Social Security, thank God it's there for us. I mean, it's something. You know, we've been taking that out of the checks all these years, so it's really our money that we were saving, so it's kind of saving account for us. But when can we have it? You know, we have to wait till we're older. What happens when we pass away? We don't get it at all. So I guess the main thing here too is just check into it. If you're getting ready to retire in a few years or whatever, start checking into it. Don't wait till the last minute. Try to figure out ahead of time when is going to be good for you to start collecting your money. What should you do? Talk to people. Talk to Social Security office. Talk to your family and friends. Get a lot of different ideas, and just the end result is going to be what you feel and what you can afford at the time, and what position you're in to take to know when you need to take your Social Security. But again, the main thing too is 3 months before you're 65, do not forget to call the Social Security office and register for your Medicare, whether you're going to retire or not. You must do that 3 months before you're 65. Make sure you do that. It's important, or else you get penalized. They take more freaking money. Crazy. All right, guys, I know it's a little confusing. I know there's a lot of crazy things going on here, but again, like, the main point is this: look into it, find out what's best for you, okay? And do what you can for your Social Security to make the rest of your life better. With that being said, thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate it. Stay safe, stay healthy. How about a thumbs up? Thumbs up. Let me know what's going on out there. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Maybe I missed something here. Maybe you can help us out with something that you know better that we didn't touch on. All right? Leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Thanks again. And until next time, take care. I'll see you soon.